Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GrizzlyBear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to Lone Star, Texas. This is Lone Star episode number 15. How you doing? Hope everyone is doing fine. We're hooking up to our water tanker here. We've got just under 2,000 liters of water in this tanker, and because when you live in this part of Texas, waste not, want not, especially this time of year in midsummer, certainly comes to mind. And so we are going to be, well, I would say upgrading. It might, to some, it might be a slight downgrade as far as our tanker trailer is concerned, but we are going to be changing out this tanker trailer. This is, as you all know, these are the Kote, or Kati, however you pronounce that, K-O-T-T-E, universal tanker trailers that are available from Marhu.net, I believe it is. And while there's nothing absolutely wrong with these tanker trailers, and I'm not going to completely, shelve them or delete them from my game save, or from my mod folder, I should say. I am going to use a different tanker, and I'm going to basically be introducing the AR truck and the AR pack, if you will, to this map. These are by GTX Modding, and they are a friend of ours over on PCSG, and you may know that GTX Modding is one of the most recent group of modders to basically sort of hang up their hat, if you will, to sort of get out of the modding business, at least for now, with regards to Farm Sim 17 mods, simply because they are absolutely sick and tired, and I don't blame them, folks that are taking their work and more or less selling it as, or not selling it, but showing it off as their own, and it's just disgusting is what it is in this situation. This is version 1.1 of this GTX pack that I'm going to show you here in just a minute, as soon as we get this tractor out of the way, because, well, we don't want to sell that. And I see that our sugar beet and our potato harvesting machines have arrived from wherever they were, and so we will go ahead and sell this. So R, and we will sell and recoup our 48,000 back. So what we have is we've got these this truck and these two different accessories. The blue one is going to be our water tanker, and I've color coordinated that accordingly, just because if we want to get another one, maybe to haul something else on, we will color coordinate that as well. Something like black for slurry, it may be white for milk, something like that. So we're going to go ahead and give the blue one a try here. And again, this is version 1.1 of this, and I'll tell you the story here. And it's been a little while. I haven't recorded in a few days. I sort of explained the reason why in the finale for Lawfolds. You guys may know that I need to look at my F1 menu here and see what we need to do here. Q to attach. Well, that's easy enough. All right. So anyway, in episode 61, the finale of Lawfolds, I sort of explained why I hadn't recorded in a while, and unfortunately I had a sort of a nice little buffer going. Wow, this is a nice looking interior to this truck. Very well done. Anyway, this is version 1.1 of this mod pack, and somebody had basically taken and had made a bunch of modifications and then re-released it, sort of not even giving credit back to GTX Modding and calling it version 1.2. And somehow or another it's associated with the well, because it's not coming to my head, I'm not going to finish that thought, but anyway, bad news and just bad deal all the way around. And so anyway, I forgot what I was going to say next. Anyway, this is what it is. Anyway, this is version 1.1. This is the version that GTX modding officially released, and it's obviously going to be the version that we're using here on our map. And you know, GTX modding, and I believe his name is Andy, is going to remain a friend to PCSG and going to hang around because he enjoys the game, he enjoys the community, and he enjoys everything that you know, is obviously about this. So we are to refill, so he's going to hang around, and that's going to be a great thing. He is going to release updates to his mods. He's going to continue to support his mods, but basically I think as far as things are right now, and this is the 25th of May actually, I just got finished recording the final episode of Lawfolds just a few minutes ago, but I do believe that he is pretty much, you know, going to hang up his modding hat, and that's a very sad thing, but you know, it is what it is, and he's just one of many that we have, you know, sort of had to say goodbye to this particular, well, within just the last few months or few weeks anyways. But fine job. I mean, look at the detail of this cab. I mean, this is possibly the best detailed that you will find. And actually the other cool thing about this is, let me bring up this. I may need to do a little research on this to, let me see, let me go here to okay. So keypad 7, we can raise and lower the left window, so the window slides down. That's cool. We can, I believe also we can adjust the mirrors. I will have to maybe look into that. I know that Farmer Klein was showing this truck in a video that I was watching today, and he was doing something with the mirrors and getting them to adjust correctly. So that's kind of cool. I was thinking maybe it might be the mouse button. I'll do some research on that and sort of let you all know what I find out about adjusting the mirrors. I kind of need to adjust the mirrors and adjust my position. I don't have my head tracker on right now, but anyway, so I tend to do a lot of out of cab stuff anyway, so it really, I guess it really doesn't matter. So it's got a 30,000 liter capacity, which is going to be just fine as far as what we need to do, and it looks like that. Looks like our pigs have enough water for 3 days. Keep in mind that is what the Seasons mod does as far as the number of working days or game days that your animal materials such as water and feed and such, it will last for 3 game days, not 6 as the default. It just gives you a little bit more to do, sort of each day or every few days. You know, before you could sort of top up your animals and you wouldn't have to necessarily worry about them for 6 whole days, and at least this way there's more to do. And that's good for us content creators for YouTube, because it gives us more stuff that we can sort of feature. And yeah, some of it's going to be a bit of a duplication from time to time, but you know, I think you guys all understand that basically, you know, what we do, we'll go around this way. What we do is we tell a story. You know, that's what we are. Is we are storytellers, and whether we do a role play type concept, which, you know, I'm trying to do on the brand new map, Mountain Valley, which obviously I will remind you, you saw the preview to Mountain Valley on Saturday, and I will remind you that Mountain Valley will actually start, oops, sorry about that, Daisy. Mountain Valley will actually start tomorrow, so you guys are going to be watching that very first episode, I believe, yeah, episode number 1. The preview was what I considered episode 0, just to kind of set the storyline and everything, but you guys are going to be watching episode 1 on the 1st of June, which is actually Thursday, so you're watching this on Wednesday. So cool stuff, cool beans. All right, so we're going to find a place, find a little home for this particular tanker, and I think we'll just park it where we've been parking the other ones, and that is right next to our water source, right next to the windmill. But sort of as I was saying when I started the video, you know, waste not, want not. Sorry, cows, move out of the way. You know, in this part of Texas, let me tell you, there has been a drought. It's been under drought conditions for the past few years. Now, keep in mind that this part of Texas, or all of Texas, has also had an abundance of water. So it kind of goes from one extreme to the other, which is sort of ironic because I guess in the perfect world it would kind of be you know, you would get just what you need when you need it and all that good stuff. But yeah, it tends to go years without a lot of rain, and then they get into a drought condition, and then next thing you know, they're getting an abundance of rain, more than they know what to do with, and well, that just creates a problem all in its own. My parents actually live just north of Austin, and Austin, Texas, and there is a few lakes around there, and there's one lake that's pretty near their house. It's called Stillhouse Hollow Lake. It's near Belton Temple area, Killeen, and as we go slushing through the mud. And that lake was actually built by the military, the Army Corps of Engineers. They dammed that up back, I think back in the 50s or 60s. I mean, it's been out there for as long as I can remember, and I've been going out to that part of Texas since I was maybe 5-6 years old, and the lake had been there. So we're talking the very early 70s. So I think, again, probably 50s or 60s it was built. And so it was actually an old riverbed, from what I understand, and they of course dammed up one end of it, and sort of through natural process of rain and then damming up the river, it formed a lake, and as that would do. And my backing is pretty atrocious, but I think it'll all work out. And so it got the drought was so bad just a few years ago that the water level was down to the original riverbed down there, and of course all the trees, and it got to a point to where, of course, the military, the Corps of Engineers, built a lake because it's right next to Fort Hood, and it's kind of a recreational use as well as water use, so people get their drinking water out of this lake. And so but it had got so bad that you could no longer really boat in the lake, especially you couldn't ski, because the tops of trees were actually, you know, sticking up out of the water, and folks was ruining their boats and all that stuff. And of course it was dangerous to try to ski on something like that. So not sure what the capacity of this slurry sprayer is. I kind of thought, and of course this is all for, you know, really for naught, because we're not going to get anything out, we're not going to get any benefit out of doing what I'm going to show that we're going to be doing here for the remainder of this episode. But I kind of thought that this would be a good use for this particular tanker, and I think we have plenty of liquid slurry. Let's just go and look in the menu here, and it'll tell us. Yeah, we've got 670 something thousand liters, so we've got a lot of it. And so I thought that we would just spread the slurry out over our 2 grass fields, our grass meadows, hay meadows. And of course we're not going to get any benefit out of it, because this is map grass and not actually, you know, had we actually plowed up those fields and planted grass in them, then obviously we would get a benefit from it, but we did not do that, and so therefore we're not going to get a benefit out of this. But it will still be part of the storyline, because I mean, they certainly do this. They certainly spread slurry on their grass fields. I've watched quite a few videos about that, so I'm not even sure what the working width is, so we're going to all figure this out together here as we let's see, turn on B. So it's about like that. So we'll just kind of go around the field, and you know, we have no indication as far as it going on the field. And of course, again, because this is just map grass, giant's grass, we're not going to get a benefit from it. But in our minds, you know, it's something to do, and we'll just kind of see how well this little tanker works out. This might be ideal on a map like Lawfold, as an example, or any other smaller map. You know, I think that these this AR pack setup is going to be quite popular, I think, with your smaller type maps where, you know, yeah, the initial investment in the truck itself is kind of costly, but each of the implements, if you will, each of the different items that go along with that. And let me just take the opportunity to just show this to you. So they will show up when you install them. You can download the AR truck and trailer pack, and you get these different wagons. So basically you could mount this and pull this behind a tractor if you wanted to, and basically forego the cost of the truck itself. And then you've got the MAN truck here, which sells for $165,000, and this was kind of part of the initial pack itself. And then under the truck category, you will see the AR Twin Star Duo, which is a little more fitting for our map here, since it's a US based map. That's what we went with. So this sells for $142,000. And then so the different items that go along with this, you've got auto load flatbed, which I'm assuming will take things like hay bales and whatnot. You've got this AR service platform, which is pretty cool, and kind of wish we had this when we were doing our planting and initial fertilizing and stuff here on this map, because this would have come in handy to have taken out to the fields and set it aside. You've got looks like fuel, you've got liquid fertilizer, you've got solid fertilizer, and you've got seeds, and maybe even water. So how cool is that? And then of course you've got the animal transport, you've got the timber runner crane, you've got a timber cage, you've got a timber runner here, you've got an auto load timber runner, you've got an auto load cage, and then you get into your tankers. So you've got a diesel fuel tanker here. You've got this cool one, which is both water and milk, and it's kind of got a chrome texture or chrome finish to it, like you would expect to see maybe a milk truck would have. And then you've got these tankers here. These are fuel only, and this, of course, these are all can be all color coordinated. And then you've got the multi-use stuff here, which will haul fuel, liquid manure, water, milk, etc. And then we get into the fertilization. We've got a sprayer here, the Amazon, and then we've got the granular. This is the one that we've got currently on the back. It sells for $40,200. This is, and it has a 15-meter working width, 20,000 liter slurry spreader. Then you've got a slurry tanker, which I would assume that we could transport out to the field and save our trips way back and forth. And then of course we get into the granular fertilizer spreader here, and then a manure spreader, and then a chaser bin, other things. I mean, you can kind of see all this stuff for yourself when you download this. And of course, all the links will be in my mod spreadsheet. And again, I'm just very, very appreciative of GTX Modding for the opportunity to have this. And of course, even though they are going to stop modding, I mean, pretty much that's effective, I think, immediately. They are still supporting their mods, and they are, of course, going to do some updates. They're also the guys that are behind the Corona Big M, the Big M mower, and of course that's got an issue since Giants released update 1.44, where if you try to do widespread grass distribution, everything piles up. You guys probably remember that little episode on Pine Cove many weeks ago. So hopefully that will get fixed. They will continue to do that and continue to support the mods. So you can get the mods from their website, and of course the links and everything, like I said, are going to be in the mod spreadsheet. So take a look at that if you're interested in this. And I think it's a good versatile platform for you. If you have the money for the truck, obviously that's a good thing. And then get the additional items, or if you don't, you can get one of the dollies and then pull it around behind the tractor and that will work out. That'll work out as well. So I quite like it. It might not really have the capacity for this a field of this size. I mean, I'm kind of thinking that we're going to be empty here probably by the time we turn the corner and head down the back towards the gate. We're probably going to be empty, but might need a little bit more capacity. But still, a smaller map like Law Folds, if you want to do this type of fertilization, would actually come in quite handy. As our ducks fly by, love the ducks. I absolutely do. Just such an awesome feature of the map. It really seems like it's sort of home. And we'll just go ahead and let this run out as my autosave kicks in. Alright. Again, I'm just sort of going through the paces there. I'm well aware that we're not going to get anything out of that fertilization. We'll pull some out of the pig. See how much we have here. So what else is going on? How are all you, everyone? How's everyone doing? Hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day holiday weekend. Of course, I'm recording this on Thursday the 25th before the weekend. I am working on Friday, but hopefully I'll get out of the office around 3 o'clock or so. I'll probably go in early just to get all the stuff that I need to get done, and that way I can get home and get my weekend started. For those of you that are outside of the country and don't really know what Memorial Day is all about, I think I might have mentioned this on a previous episode, but I can't remember if I did or not. Memorial Day is, and we've got confusing holidays, because I think a lot of people, I think a lot of Americans get these somewhat confused, and I see reminders posted on social media that sort of explain all this from time to time. But Memorial Day is basically the holiday in which we honor those who gave their lives in service to their country, to our country. So I've got several family members who basically gave their life in service to the United States, going all the way back to the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, and my uncle, my dad's brother, died in service to his country in 1966. He died just a few months before I was born. I never had the opportunity to meet him, and but from what I understand, he was an incredible individual, which obviously I would have to agree with, because my dad's pretty darn incredible, and so is my grandfather, and so but then Veterans Day is later in the year. It's in Veterans Day, I believe, is in November, and that is the day that we honor those who have served, so past, present veterans. And then Armed Forces Day is the day in which we honor those that are currently serving in the military, giving service to our country. So those are kind of the things. So obviously Memorial Day, it's sort of the unofficial kickoff of the summer. I think I have said that, I'm pretty sure, in my videos, even though the official summer season doesn't start until late June, I think June 20th or June 21st, something like that. Usually by Memorial Day, school is out, kids are out of college, kids are out of high school, and so obviously the weather is warm, and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of families start their vacations and stuff like that around that time. So, and then of course Labor Day comes the first weekend of September, and that sort of marks the official end of the summer, because generally public school systems like grade school, high school, junior high school, etc., they've gone back to school either just before Labor Day or maybe just after, and then college courses start sort of around that same time frame as well across the country. And so Memorial Day sort of kicks the summer off, Labor Day sort of closes it all down, and everybody is sort of getting into fall football starts soon after Labor Day weekend and all that good stuff. So that's what the holidays are. But I hope you had a wonderful and very safe Memorial Day holiday weekend. It's more than barbecue. It's more than just, you know, cooking out and stuff like that. Really do. If you've had family members that have given their life to the service of our country, I take my hat off to them. But definitely, if not, think about, you know, those that have. You know, we have men and women in service in our country at this very moment that are paying the ultimate sacrifice, giving their lives for the freedoms that we enjoy, and keep those individuals in mind and keep their families in mind as well. But hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope that, you know, your summer plans and everything are getting off to a good start, and all of that good stuff. I know that I'm going to be working all the month of June, and then, as I mentioned not too long ago, my wife and I will be celebrating our 10th wedding anniversary, and we will be doing that in Estes Park, which is just outside of the park entrance to Rocky Mountain National Park. It's a national park here in Colorado, and so we have a cabin that we enjoy going up to and spending time in, and so that's what we're going to do. But I will be, obviously I will be here and releasing as many videos as I can. Hopefully I can stick to my schedule and do that for you all to watch. And of course, we are done with Law Folds. So Law Folds is done. It's wrapped up. It's finito. All that good stuff. We're not going to be doing any encores or anything like that. I may, you know, I'm not going to delete the game save. I may, you know, go back and mess about with it if I have time from just a personal level, personal standpoint. But you know, I don't know. If I don't have time, then I don't have time to do that. But I'm gonna keep it, hang on to it at least for a while. I've enjoyed playing it that much that, you know, I want to kind of keep it going, or keep the save in case I want to go back, is what I'm trying to say. I'm confusing myself here. But anyway, so obviously you will be seeing Lone Star intermitting with Mountain Valley Farm. And so that map, that series will play for 1 year. Lone Star is going to more or less play for 1 year as well. A lot of this is going to depend on what other maps are in the pipeline. I've got my eye on a new to me British map that I'm looking forward to getting the opportunity to feature here on the channel. And then, of course, cattle and crops. We think maybe the cat will get out of the wheelbarrow sometime in June, and if that happens, then obviously I will be featuring some gameplay. Don't know how much, don't know how little. It really just depends on what all cattle and crops is going to be come early release, you know, day one kind of concept. I don't really know. So it might be something that you see every other day, or a couple of episodes or a couple of videos a week, or it may, you know, I may get to a point to where that I'm sort of maybe early access for cattle and crops is going to be so involved that I can actually say, okay, we're going to do a Farm Sim 17 series, one map in Farm Sim 17, and do cattle and crops and alternate those back and forth. So I don't know. We'll see what happens whenever it comes out. I can't make a plan until it actually does come out. I still do from time to time sort of kick around in my head bringing other games to the channel, maybe doing some flight sim, maybe doing some truck sim, either ATS or ETS2. But quite honestly, at this particular point in time, I'm having so much fun playing Farm Sim that I think that that's kind of where I want to keep things. And I do this for fun. I know that, you know, I might attract a completely different audience by having some flight sim stuff, and maybe some of you guys would be interested in that if I could figure out. Obviously, you know, if you fly from Denver to Dallas as an example, that's an hour-and-a-half flight, you know, 20 minutes either side. You know, you're not going to want to set through a 2.5-hour video, but I could possibly show, you know, 10 or 15 minutes of the pre-flight stuff, takeoff, a few minutes of cruise, give you some wing shots, give you some exterior plane views and everything, and then descent, 15 minutes or so, and create a 45-minute video out of it. Maybe that might be interesting to some folks. I don't know, but right now I do this for me, I do this for fun, and I just appreciate you all coming along for the ride. And yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. I do really truly appreciate you spending time watching my videos. If you're new to my channel, please click the subscribe button. In addition, let me remind you that you can hang out with me over at the Three Dudes Gaming Network. Hang out over there. You'll find links to that down below the video screen. Also, check out my fellow YouTube content creators there that produce fine YouTube content on a regular basis. You'll see all their links to their channels down below the video as well. And then I also hang out quite a bit over at PCSG. I'm an admin in both places, Three Dudes and also PCSG. And so you can interact with me, you can ask questions, not only of myself, but of others that know even more than I do. And so cool stuff. I enjoyed using this, and I look forward to using some of the AR pack on other maps and showing all that to you. So thank you all so much again for watching. Take care of yourself. God bless you all, and come back again very soon. Bye bye for now.